is Banc De Binary's Ahead of the Week report with analyst David Knight. David, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. Tell me, how is the outlook for the euro after this week's news?
A bit sketchy. I mean, we're seeing that it's going to continue to face some tough times ahead. Obviously, it's entered into a double-dip recession as of last week.
Yes.
We've got the problems in the Greek economy, and
yes.
although the markets, well, they're expecting to reach a reduction of their debt to GDP level by the 2020, the market isn't really seeing that that's achievable.
You think there's a lot of market skepticism around this Greek target of 120% by 2020? What do you think
Very
of that?
much so. I mean, the fact that the EU ministers have held off for releasing the bailout funds
yes.
that were hoping to receive last week, based on
yes.
the fact that they're looking for a report that they have already achieved some of the cutbacks from previous austerity measures,
yes.
leads you to think the next ones are going to be exactly the same.
Yes.
So really, when you combine that with the fact that some of the core economies in Europe are now struggling as well, then it doesn't look too good through this week and possibly through to the next.
So next week we are expecting actually the decision on the Greek bailout payment by the Eurogroup. That's on the 20th.
Billion.
Yes, 31.5 billion. What are the other main data releases we should be looking out for next week?
There's some big news coming out next week. We've got US home data coming out. Has been quite strong recently, so that should indicate that this one's going to be strong as well.
Okay.
German PMI is going to be a big one to look out for.
Okay.
And also key economic data from Swiss and Japan with the Treasury indicators coming out.
Okay, interesting. So what are your expectations on the PMI reports in France and Germany? Do you see...
France and Germany for the last 5 months have been quite flat, actually under expectations since June, so we're expecting that that trend will continue.
Yes.
Again, that's adding to the pressure that the euro is going to face in the next coming weeks.
Okay. And Germany's IFO data is out next Friday, that is. What do you expect to see here?
Again, a negative outlook, a bleak outlook. Germany, which was very strong, is now, it appears to be, taken down with all the pressure
yes.
and the burden that they have on their shoulders from carrying people like Greece.
Okay.
So if the data coming out from Greeks is going to be negative with regards to the EU ministers, that's going to put even more downward pressure on the outlook from from the German economy. So yeah, it doesn't look good in that direction.
Okay. And the USD, we have new building permits data next Tuesday, that is. What are your expectations for the dollar and the
dollar's facing
itself?
quite a lot of difficulty at the moment. I mean, look, okay, we had this week we had data come out that was negative, that didn't have as much of an effect on the dollar, purely because the euro is in such a mess.
Yes.
Gold as well was heavily indicated. When the dollar goes up, usually gold goes in the opposite direction, and it didn't. That just adds to the uncertainty with the dollar and the euro. So turbulent times, but in the market we work in, it doesn't matter whether the markets are up or down. It's our predictions that matter.
Okay. And lastly, your expectations on oil. Are there any serious market factors influencing it next week?
Huge factors, yeah. The Middle Eastern crisis is, obviously being exacerbated at the moment with what's going on with Israel and the Hamas attacks.
Yes.
Obviously, the sanctions that are hitting Iran, which have been very effective, have also contributed. When you add all that to a very turbulent Middle Eastern area, then people are going to be hedging their bets that supply is going to become constrained. With supply constrained, obviously, the oil is going to go up. People are going to chase for the very rare supplies that are around. The US have already increased, I think, 1.5 million barrels from the last surplus report.
And what about the price? Where do you see the price going?
We're setting a target. Unofficially, with our high-level clients, we're setting targets to achieve on the $90 range, which is quite a jump from where it is now.
Over $90 there by the end of next week or so?
It will skirt. I mean, if it jumps 90, usually when it breaks a barrier, it will see some increase, but then we'll probably retrace down to a more consistent level around the $89, $90.
Okay, thank you, David, very much.
Thank you.